Welcome to the next lesson of how to play Xiangqi Chinese chess. With this lesson, we'll be picking up with the Iron Bolt Checkmate theme, but this time it's called the small or mini Iron Bolt Checkmate, in which instead of using a high-powered piece like a rook for the final checkmate, you're using a pawn, a lowly pawn. Let's take a second to look at this prototype position here, because it's the very simplest. What we observe is that the red king is controlling the central fifth file so that the advisor here is unable to move, and that we have two pieces down close to the king. One of them will be administering checkmate. Actually, either one of them can move. And for instance, one way to do it would be this pawn moves here, and this is checkmate. The king cannot take, like that, and the advisor cannot retreat because of the royal rule king way down here. That's the very basic position. So we'll take a second and set up a little more complicated position that is a composed ending from one of the ancient manuals. So here we have a position which comes from an ancient manual called Dreams of Divine Positions. And red is going to win, even though black seemingly has a really powerful piece. His chariot is on the board, but it's kind of blocked in the corner there. But he has no other pieces beside that. Whereas red has a cannon and several pawns, and he's going to find a checkmate. Red is using his pawns and his cannon. What red is going to try to do is he's going to try to get this guy over here, and if nothing else happens, then he could come here, and this would be checkmate. Black is looking at that, and he's going to try to stop that from happening. So red goes here first, and black says, okay, I'm going to try to get this over to this square or point so that he can stop the mate. So red is continuing his plan. Black brings his elephant back here, and for the moment that stops the mate. Why? Because red can try to come here, but now the advisor can retreat, see? So that the mate is forestalled for the moment. So red is going to say, I'm going to try to get this guy over here to the central file, and then the mate threat is back on. So he comes back. And black is still kind of scrambling, trying to find a way to stop the mate. Now, the first thing he might try to do is say to come here, but watch what happens. Red comes here with check. Black has to retreat this, and then this mate comes in anyway. So for that reason, black's rook has to stay on the back rank. So he just kind of shuffles over here. Red comes over here. Now the mate threat is back on. He's going to try to come here. Black is thinking, though, he's thinking maybe the red might try this mate. So what he does is he uses a little technique to get the rook onto his sixth file, black's sixth file. Comes here with check. Now it's worth taking a moment to realize that, and of course red has to go there. Black cannot get a draw due to repeating position with perpetual check, as we can in Western chess. If he goes here, in Western chess we'd say, oh yeah, we can get a draw this way. In this game, you're not allowed to do that. You cannot repeat the position like that and get a draw. So after coming in with check, black cannot pursue the idea of perpetual check. Oops. But he's coming over here, and he's thinking, well, at least if red tries this move, then he can come in and just take that. But red is not doing that anyway. He's going to move this other pawn. And this is actually checkmate. And now this is called a small iron bolt checkmate. Recall the iron bolt checkmate would usually be, for instance, this chariot would be coming here with mate. okay? But because of the final checking piece being a pawn, a lowly pawn, they call it a small, or the Mini-Iron Bolt Checkmate. Well, that's a good place to stop for today. It demonstrates another variation of the Iron Bolt, and this time just showing that it can be something besides a chariot. And it also shows red has to use a little ingenuity to jump the hurdles of black's defensive ideas. Thank you for watching.